All right. So in that case, we'll just hit record and find out what the heck we're going to talk about. Like I said, I have things on my mind that I don't know that it makes actually all that interesting content for us because because it's about consumers getting ripped off, and I don't know, and it's all on the Medicare side. So, have you heard of the Medicare Coach, TM?
I have heard of the Medicare Coach. Yes.
Yes. Do you know what the Medicare Coach TM does?
No, but I'm googling this as you. The way that you're saying it, you're making me Google this.
I want to make sure. I want to make sure that we are talking specifically the Medicare Coach, and not other people who call themselves Coach, because there are people that I like who call themselves Coach that are not the trademarked the Medicare Coach, which is a concierge Medicare service that charges you $1,250 to get a Medicare consultation with them. $1,250. And if your spouse joins on that first initial consultation, they'll help your spouse too for only an additional $600.
They're out of Kansas?
Yep. Yes, sir. Manhattan, Kansas.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at.
Yep.
Okay. Is an independent Medicare expert helping in the right Medicare decision?
Unlicensed. Right? Because you can't be licensed if you're going to do this. Because you can't legally charge a fee for Medicare consultations if you're licensed. It is illegal. They can't be AHIP certified. They're not regulated by CMS. They can't be because it's violating all sorts of CMS regulations. I don't know how they're getting away with it. But a good mutual friend of ours, a gentleman named Scott Burke, called me half an hour before we got on this recording and was like, Nick, I'm turning 65 in a couple of months, and you will not believe the stuff that is popping up in my social media feed. I just decided just for laughs just to sit in on it because Scott owns a Medicare agency. He knows what he's talking about. And he's like, just for laughs, I thought I'd sit in on this. I'm going to send you a copy of the webinar recording that they sent me at the end of the webinar. It is a 2-hour plus long webinar recording. I have not watched it yet. I'm going by taking his word. Where at the end, that's what they pitch. They pitch any agent that earns a commission is ripping you off. They are all incentivized to do the worst thing for you. They're not educated. They're not going to tell you the right things. They're going to lie to you. They're just out there looking to make money. And then they turn around and charge you $1,250 plus an additional $600 for your spouse. If your spouse is on that initial call, if they're not on that initial call, they pay the additional $1,250 also, which is like so much more money than even the most highly paid Medicare agent possibly gets paid.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay.
What a scam. I cannot believe.
So my head hurts now, Nick. Like, yeah, you're right. This is not what I was expecting to talk about.
No, it's not. I don't know that this is great content for art, but
let's talk about it. Welcome back, everybody, to the Insurance Panel with Nick Frumpkin and Matthew Murray, where we have just stumbled onto a scam. It's the best way to put it. Okay, so I'm going to ask questions, right? As a let's view me as a third party, uninterested, dumb person.
Right. You're not licensed, right? You 4 years later, you still don't have your health insurance license, right?
I don't have it, so I might do this too and scam people, right? I don't know. Okay, so but let's say I do this. Let's say that I do this, which is interesting because I probably know more about Medicare than most licensed insurance agents, but that's irrelevant.
That's what this person says. You can run this scam.
I know, it's weird. So I'm like, confused and worried about this at the same time. Let's say, okay, they give expert advice. They tell them you need, based on our thing, you need to have a Medicare supplement Plan F plan.
Right.
Now what?
Now they go ahead and enroll in. So now
but who's
like,
doing
okay,
the
now go enroll.
Yeah, sure.
Now you know what you need. Go enroll somewhere. I don't know. I assume they probably have an agent that they send them to, or they have them or they good.
That's the thing. So if they're referring it to a licensed Medicare agent that earns a commission, and if they get a referral fee, does that Are you seeing what I'm asking here?
Yeah. I don't. There's all sorts of weird crap that's going on. I don't know. I don't think you can enroll. I'm gonna be very honest. I've never looked on the consumer side of a Medicare supplement company's website to see if you can self-enroll in a Medicare supplement policy on a carrier website. I bet you can.
Well, let's find out.
On an Advantage plan, you can absolutely just go to Medicare.gov and self-enroll.
Yes.
Right?
Should you?
No. Bad idea.
But if you're a consumer watching this for whatever reason,
what are you doing?
Well, yeah, how did you get here? First of all, second, we're actually pretty good guys. If you need help with your insurance stuff, we're probably the guys that are actually going to help you.
Yeah, but this is boring as heck. You're not going to be interested.
You're not going to enjoy whatever this is. You should not do it. Okay, so I'm on Aetna's website.
Okay.
Currently.
Yeah.
Medicare. Let's see how fast I can enroll.
Now, Aetna Medicare or Aetna Senior Services? Aetna Medicare is their MAPD site.
That's what I'm on right now.
Oh, you want to be on Aetna Senior Services, which is their Medicare supplement site.
Oh, Aetna.
Because it's not straightforward at all.
Well, I don't know this.
Right. Why would you?
Okay, actually, let me Google this. Okay. Medicare supplement plans. I've actually, never done this. This is very interesting to do with you, Nick, right now.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like we're about to learn a lot of stuff that we probably shouldn't learn, but that's what we do. We are here. I'm not going to do the entire screen. I'm going to do this one. Can you see my screen?
Let's add it to the stage. Boom. I can see your screen.
Okay. Medicare plans, Medicare supplement plans, NNC near me.
Make that a little bit bigger.
A lot of supplements here. Nerve Wallet, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
So, and okay, and let's just take a pause here real quick.
Yeah.
Best supplement plans in North Carolina 2025. NerdWallet. NerdWallet's a site that I don't hate. Like, I don't hate NerdWallet. They're fine. Click on that. What is pop? If they say anything other than Plan G or Plan N, or give you any reason for why it's better than another plan, nope. This is horrible, guys.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Medicare supplement.
This is our freaking competition, guys. This is what our consumers are going to.
Best for member satisfaction is State Farm.
Medicare maybe that's true. I don't know how they determine that. But best for premium discounts is not going to be Mutual of Omaha.
Well, it's, yeah.
Best for low premiums is, sure. Cigna is actually probably up there. But, like, lead writer covering Medicare. This is what our clients are doing, though. They're Googling this crap.
Correct. Right? I'm trying to show what it's really like for a consumer here, and this is very confusing. I haven't even gotten to a insurance company's like
State Farm.
website.
Here we go.
I know
Medicare.gov. Medicare.gov is down. Like, why is that one of the, you have to scroll halfway down the first Google page before you even get to Medicare.gov? That's horrible. I guess everything else there was a sponsored link.
Yeah, most of these things are sponsored. AARP.
There we go. That's the second one.
Okay, this one, Aetna, right?
Yep.
Find Medicare supplement plans in your state from Aetna.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. I love Aetna. I have them from my work provider, and I want to stay in my same network, so I know I want to go Aetna. They've got to be the best.
Sure. Because that's a thing that makes sense with Medicare supplements.
Hey,
that's how prospects think. No, that is actually
listen.
That is
the one thing that I've been given a gift on is to think like a senior.
You are 100% right. That is absolutely how prospects think.
Yeah.
You are not wrong even a little bit. I had while you're looking for the things you're looking at, I had somebody the other day swear up and down to me that they they had to have Blue Cross because their pain management doctor would only accept Blue Cross. Plan G Medicare supplement.
Okay, so I
Could
just wanna
not
go
talk
back.
them out of the idea that they would only accept Blue Cross.
I just want to go back. I hit North Carolina view insurance supplement plans. The first thing is just get a no obligation quote.
Yep. That's gonna get somebody calling you.
Okay, here we
maybe
go.
not. Maybe not.
Here we go.
Maybe
Here
not.
we go. Here we go. Let's see.
I got to tell you guys, I'm super amused right now. I hope you guys are. I'm having a really good time.
Yeah, you're getting to watch Matthew, like, break a company's back end here. My date of birth. And this is what I tell companies. If you just talk to your clients and like actually let them like do it in front of, like, let them tell you what it's like for them, they'll actually give you all the secrets. Not a date of birth. Let's see here.
Sometime in June 1960, I would go.
Yeah.
May 1960. That's fine too.
Yes. I'm shopping ahead.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever.
State's not yet approved. They're not in North Carolina. Well, this is why you couldn't find them. How is that possible?
Okay, Arkansas.
I like that it didn't change the zip code.
That is fine.
Okay. So apparently, the Medicare Coach makes sure to tell everybody that brokers, agents, people with licenses won't tell you about things like Plan A. I cannot come up with a single reason why anybody should ever take Medicare Plan A. Not one single reason. Scroll up. How expensive is Medicare Plan A? $144 a month. You can get Plan N, which has better coverage, for $105.
Yeah, but this is basic benefits. You get basic benefits and
all of this,
all these other things.
There is no good reason.
Yeah.
Same thing with Plan B.
Medicare Coach will tell you that they won't tell you about that because they're idiots.
No, because we're not wasting your time. Oh boy.
Plan High G. Now,
it's a pretty good rate for a High G, actually.
What's a High G?
High deductible. That's a high deductible Plan G. So some people will say, hey, I don't want to pay $178 a month for my Medicare supplement plan. I don't go to the doctor that much. And I'm willing to take a high deductible, $2,000 plus deductible, in exchange for having the Plan G at $47 a month. And if something serious happens, I'll pay that deductible, and it'll still be cheaper than what I was going to pay if I had to pay that $178 every single month. All right. That's okay. For some people, a high deductible plan makes a lot of sense, and that's a pretty good price these days. There was a while there where high deductible plans were all like $25, $26 a month, but that's sort of rare these days.
I want to go back to this. I'm going to go back to this just for a second. I'm a senior citizen on this. I found my way to something on AetnaSeniorProducts.com that was 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I like Plan N.
Mm-hmm.
I want it. I went to Medicare Coach. I paid $1,200.
Medicare Coach told you to sign up for Plan N with the household discount, $98.54.
But which Plan N? Which carrier?
They'll have told you. I'm sure they will have told you that it's Aetna.
I gotta go to
in this hypothetical.
I gotta go to Aetna. How do I get? Okay, I'm here. This is the one I want. I got my quote.
Yep. I don't know what you do next. Click the box.
Listen.
Nothing to click, huh? Well, you've got your quote. I guess give Aetna a call. Have somebody sign you up.
Medicare Coach. Can I pay another $1,200? And you show me how to sign up for my thing?
They must, right? Like, I have not spent $1,200 to go sit in on their Medicare consultation. They probably would not let me sit in on the Medicare consultation with them.
I'm not licensed.
Maybe they would let you. You're not. You'd have to tell them that you're qualifying for Medicare, even though you're not 65. It's possible. Feign a disability, but maybe
I just
they
got diagnosed with ADHD.
I'm going to tell you, I don't think that qualifies you for state disability, but maybe, I don't know. It's worth a try.
But these are things that you know, Nick, because you're a licensed insurance agent.
Yeah.
But more importantly, did you see how he handled that? I don't think that's true, but maybe. He's telling me it's very stupid, but maybe you're right.
I don't know. I can't say for sure.
But I'm like really close to positive that you're an idiot. This is interesting. Yeah.
And so according to Scott, like he cannot turn around on any social media platform without ads from Medicare Coach bombarding the crap out of him. Now ads for their seminars, their webinars. I was going to say the next thing we should maybe take a look at is like how they are getting such amazing market penetration on their platformed ads, because every time Scott turns around, he's getting hit up with Medicare Coach, who is, as far as I can tell, a scammer. Now, I don't know that they're a scammer. I'm not calling them on social media platforms. I'm not calling them out on YouTube saying that they are a scam. I'm just saying they present at first blush as something less than legitimate. That might not be true.
All right.
Maybe they are. I don't know. It just my gut reaction is that this cannot possibly be right.
This can't be good.
Maybe I'm making myself look like an idiot right now. I don't know.
The Medicare Coach.
Done it before.
Here we go.
The Medicare Coach. I mean, it's a good racket, right? Getting people to just get like a
38 results.
Like everybody who sits down with you has to pay you, right? Everybody's a sale because you get paid every single time. Do you know how many people I talk to that like it's just not a good idea for them to be talking to me right now?
Yeah.
And I don't make the commission on that.
Yeah, I mean, she could talk to somebody that's like a year out.
$1,250 just for her time. She's charging $1,250 an hour for her time. I mean, it's essentially what it is, right? Which is, by the way, more than I charge for my time if somebody uses my consulting services in a non-insurance capacity, because I don't charge for insurance consultations. But if I'm doing a sales consultation with somebody or something like that, I'm not charging $1,250. Maybe I should. Post in the comments if you think I should be raising my consultation rates.
38 ads.
Your messenger is popping up in the share screen.
But this is a real person.
It is a real person, yeah. Which is why, again, I don't want to defame her. I don't know that what she is doing is a scam. There might be a very legitimate backside to this. But at first blush, it sounds very like, what? I mean, the information she's posting right now is all good information. Like everything I'm seeing, and this is all very like real. That's good stuff.
Can't say free if you're a Medicare agent, but
well, you can call it. You can say you're going to get a free gift. Now you can't. Well, there's stuff, but
is it legal to be a Medicare coach?
I don't know. I legitimately don't know. Like it is making my mind insane. I want to like
I want to dig in a lot.
Like I don't know who all is watching this, because we don't get a lot of viewers who are Medicare people. So like I want to be like, hey, Christian Brindle, hey, Amanda Bruton, hey, like some of these other people that we know who are more tapped into some of the legalities of this stuff. Like, what's the deal here? The thing is, I would think that something like this, like people talk about GoHealth all the time in our community. People talk about some of these other call centers and stuff all the time in our community. But I don't hear anybody talking about this. And she's doing. Maybe this is not
So
wildly successful.
it says Emily.
Right. This seems to
So
be
okay. So
a
prior
person.
to opening the door for business, Medicare coach Larry Weigel. And then this lady
Took over.
Emily. Blah blah blah. I'm reading a little under tutelage. Emily delved into Medicare. So fate, history of fate. So I guess like Emily joined first with Larry, the Medicare coach in 2016.
So here's the thing. Like, I run ads for people who are turning 65 on Facebook. I run webinars. I do in-person seminars. I have agents who work with me who do these things as well, right? Better Business Bureau, Jesus. I'm sure they've got really good reviews. I mean, people really like it when they are properly educated. I don't think but like, I have the number one obstacle that I get to getting people to actually talk to me is they're like, I don't want to have to pay for your services just to get you to talk to me. And like,
Yeah.
I don't, but and I say, I'm not going to charge you anything. And they're like, no, but you're going to come in at the end and like bait and switch charge. I'm never going to charge you anything. Okay. But like, I'm really never going to charge anything. I'm not allowed to. MedicareSchool.com is another one, right? Like, these people exist. There are seniors out there who are absolutely paying for this. I have talked to, I have people who are in the comments responding to my ad right now who are talking about, we've lost Matthew. Hopefully he comes back. I have people who are responding in the comments to my ad right now talking about how they spent all this money on Medicare consultation services and didn't get anything out of it. And they were left even more confused than when they started. And like, I don't know what we can possibly do about this, or even if we should be doing anything. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe this is just chumming the water for us because they're doing a bad job. But I feel bad for anybody who's paying, $1,200 of their own money to get a consultation that they could get for free from me. Like, I can do a consultation with them, and I know more about Medicare than most people in this country. And I'd gladly talk to almost anybody about it for free. I bet you anybody who's watching this that does Medicare similarly knows more about Medicare than most people in this country and would gladly talk to anybody about it for free. Matthew, you probably know more about Medicare. Now, you're not licensed. I would say you shouldn't talk to anybody about it. But
I don't.
also,
But that's the thing. I don't.
right.
When it comes up, I go, hey, full transparency, I'm not licensed in it.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to clients, I was in the field today. Medicare got brought up.
Yeah.
I go, I know a lot about it, but technically I'm not licensed, so I can't even talk about it. I'm terribly sorry.
Right.
In the conversation.
Anyway, so like I said, this is, I mean, I don't know if this was the greatest content of all time or not.
Well, okay, let me ask you this question, Nick.
Yeah.
Let's put on your compliance hat for just a moment.
All right.
I'm going to ask you to stretch that brain.
Okay.
I don't do it. I go see final expense clients in the field with direct mail.
Yes.
Medicare comes up.
Sure.
When that comes up, I say, hey, look, I can't talk about that. I'm not licensed for that. This is what I focus on.
Mm-hmm.
If you have questions about that, you can call this number, and it's in it's an LOA in our office that is licensed to talk about Medicare.
Yep.
If they call into that number, is it an inbound call? Do I need to schedule an appointment, or do they need to schedule an appointment?
If they call that number, it's an inbound call.
There you go.
I mean, you need a scope of appointment, but they don't need 48 hours on it.
Right. Yeah. You still just got appointment, but like, yeah.
If they call that number, it's an inbound call.
If you need help with your Medicare, you call this number.
They'll help you.
That's what they focus on. I just do this part of it.
Yep.
I could be a genius, Nick. I'm not sure.
I mean, yeah, that would be a very easy way to add a little bit of Medicare money to everybody's portfolio. Now, if you don't have somebody in your office who is also licensed to do Medicare, you can't get paid commission on that. But go get a health license. Not specifically you, Matthew, but anybody who's watching us, because you've got it.
It's so funny at this point. So you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and so like your whole setup is different because you are not quite the one man show that you sometimes seem like you are. And so there are people who are in your office who are licensed to do Medicare who will allow the commissions to flow through to the insurance.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot, right?
Yeah,
but,
right.
But it's like every time it's at this point, I know this sounds so stupid, Nick. It's logging the 40 hours to take the test.
Of course.
It's my biggest holdup.
Yeah. It's a pain in the butt. Right?
It's so crazy. It's not like South Carolina when I got my life license. I didn't have to study. I could just take the test and I passed it with a 71. Now, should I have done that? No. Did I know anything about insurance when I sat with a client on Friday and I learned about insurance on Monday? No, I probably shouldn't have. But I said
they should have made it a little harder.
Yeah, I said, but what I asked was, if I'm a licensed agent, am I technically able to make money on this? And they said yes, and I went perfect, and I passed my test the next day.
Yeah.
Don't ever suggest that to anybody. I've learned a lot since then. You can probably tell that by now,
right?
But
right.
It's just funny, but it's hard for me to nowadays spend the 40 hours logging on to my computer when I'm normally on the phone or something. I get timed out. I've gone and taken I've probably prepared for my test 6 times at this point, and I haven't been able to log the thing. That's whatever. Okay. Good content, Nick.
So I don't know. What did you want to talk about today? What's going on with you? What's happening?
I have something to tell you, Nick, that we'll talk about at a different time.
All right.
But maybe that's just to make the viewers, there's a little bit of a tease in there, right? I don't know, man. I'm still on this big kick of the field is back, or the field is making a comeback. And I also feel like we're still in that pendulum swing where it's still in this phone, right? It's kind of swinging that way. But I feel like there's a couple of us, myself included, who are on the other side of the pendulum trying to push it down.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely does.
We're advocates for the field.
Yeah.
And when I say the field, I don't necessarily mean you have to go out and drive to a client's house. What I mean by the field is a face-to-face appointment to where you're advising that person face-to-face. To be honest, I think you could probably even do it at Zoom at this point.
Now,
I'm not all the way there. Now, what I will tell you is this. What I will tell you is this. I've experimented with it from a office standpoint for my company. Okay. And so, we work with a lot of brokers, and brokers need help with, they shouldn't, but quoting and contract, quoting and stuff like that. But also I have 2 different business models. I'm working with some Medicare agents that are just getting the final expense and they want that extra support. And so we're able to give that to them. We make more of an override, right? And so the overrides are a little bit larger, but they want that hands-on support. So I'm teaching them how to cross-sell into their current book of business. And they want to make sure that they're doing the right thing. The reason I love Medicare agents is they have a genuine heart and interest and want to make sure their clients are taken care of.
For sure.
So they're learning about final expense and I've hit that niche where people want to do their final expense with me from these Medicare agents, and so that's a thing. But from that, they can just go into my Zoom, and we've got people that are there to help them with contracting and stuff like that. So it's kind of like an open office availability.
Right.
If that makes sense. It's still running right now, and there's people in there, and there's agents getting contracted, and there's things going on. So it's close to the consumer. If Zoom was more readily available as something that could be, readily available and used, kind of like a FaceTime, I think we're close. We're not all the way there. We're not all the way there, but I'm getting close.
But okay.
Now,
So
but
yeah.
what I really mean is, when I say a field model, I mean sitting down with a person.
Yes. And so to me, I feel like there is a distinct difference between a Zoom call and an actual face-to-face in-person meeting.
100%.
I feel like I feel like a lot can be done through Zoom, but it is not the same. And I was actually, it's interesting that you brought this up, because I was literally when I have my call with my agents on Fridays before we do this recording, somebody had brought that up specifically today. They were like, hey, I don't think I would ever want to have downline agents and have like telesales agents working for me, but I've kind of hit my maximum capacity of what I can have in terms of my book of business, and I can't grow and service that book any larger without bringing on some agents to work with me, and I don't really feel like it makes sense to have these kind of sales agents who are working for me, building my book of business, going out into the field where I can't watch what they're doing, and they're going to people's houses. Like so I don't know. I guess that's just not available for me. And I was like, well, I mean, most insurance agencies, and in fact, most sales in general is done from an office model, right? It's done, you have an office, and maybe you get some walk-in traffic, maybe you don't get walk-in traffic, but you have an office, and you have salespeople who are making phone calls to bring traffic into the office, bring clients into the office, or maybe they're doing the deal over the phone, maybe they're doing the deal over Zoom, but you have that person who's working and coming to the office and working from the office. And like that's how most sales of any kind get done. Like the vast majority of all sales are not done where you go to a person's house. And when I mean sales, I'm not just talking about like sales. I'm talking about any professional services. Like, when's the last time your accountant came to your house? Right? This is, doctors don't really make house calls anymore. Like, some do. You can do telehealth. Sure. Like, these things exist, but mostly you go to the office. I don't think there's anything wrong with, for the right type of person who has the financial setup, it's to create that kind of local business model. It is not for everyone. It is definitely not a thing to do when you're starting out. But I don't know, I think that's a decent thing to aspire to. Having that brick and mortar shop, I think that's a decent thing to aspire to. I think that makes a lot of sense for a lot of people. But
I will say I will say to the person that said they're at max capacity for themselves, and all that, I would say that you're now spending time with another person, and teaching them face to face for a while with you, training them so you can see what they're doing, and when they're ready, they can do it by themselves, and you're still there to help. It's called training, and when you do that properly, you don't get a whole lot of calls after. You get the calls for when cases come up. You get the calls for when they haven't run into something, or they feel like they need a little bit of help. That's what you should. But then you're able to extend yourself into other people. For lack of a better words, you're extending how you approach your business and how you're successful.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to another person and say, hey, I'm at max capacity. I need to teach you something. You should do this. And whether they believe you or not, it's true.
Right.
I had a solar salesman come by my house today and knock on my door and try to sell me solar.
Sure.
And I said, hey, man, I'm really not into solar, blah, blah, blah. He went through his rebuttals, and I was like, you ever thought about selling like life insurance and Medicare? And he was like, no, what's that? I was like, come to my house for a little bit. And we sat in my library, and he was like, you know, he's like looking around. He's like, dude, this guy's house is nuts, right? What are you doing? I was like, final expense life insurance, and we cross sell Medicare, man. And he's like,
Yep.
and I spent 20 minutes with the guy, and he's 21, and you could tell he was like kind of like his gears were turning. And I was like, whether you believe me or not, man, it's true.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was like, and I took my stack of leads, like just the ones that are just in Wilmington, and I'm like, here's people that I haven't even begin to call yet, or even attempt to get to, and I need someone like you to get licensed so I can drag you around with me and show you what I'm doing. And if you do so, I can show you how to be financially successful and financially free in 18 to 24 months.
Yeah.
You're 21 years old. The only regret I have in insurance is not doing it earlier. But I'm making it seem like sunshine and rainbows, making it seem like it's the easiest thing in the world. It's not. I'm just really good at what I do. But I'm willing to teach you if that's something you want to do. He was like, I think I'm going to do solar.
Great.
Okay. Have a good one.
Good.
Good. But what I mean is you eventually want to get to the point where you are at max capacity that you have to extend yourself and you have to not recruit, but find a
right.
who's like
at a certain point, everybody is going to hit a point where they either accept that they're going to start losing pieces of their book of business because they can't service it correctly, hire help, or take their foot off the gas and stop adding to their book and just kind of maintain the book where it is. All three of those are options. Like all three of those are have upsides and downsides. I'm not going to say that there is one that is better than another. I know many agents who built up a book of, built up a book of Medicare clients that's about 800 people big, and all they do is maintain that book of business, service it, sell them life insurance, collect referrals, sell them hospital indemnity plans, collect referrals, and they're very happy. It is a chill career.
Yep.
And they're very happy. There are people who have decided to go out and build agencies. There are people who have, like you, decided to go out and build downlines and try and expand and become, take over the world.
Which I wouldn't suggest, by the way.
That's a conversation for a different day, probably. You and I need to have a personal phone call at some point in time because it's been a while since we've talked, just like without a camera rolling. But
like I said, I want to tell you something too that you'll teaser again for everybody. It's I don't know. Yeah, we need to have a phone call. We'll have a good conversation.
Yeah.
Don't build an agency. Gosh, I've been trying to get Nick to build an agency for years, but it's because you have the knowledge, and I know that if someone does what you do, they'll be successful. Yeah. I got to speak with Ben Bowman today at like 7:30 this morning.
Nice.
And same thing. It was like, if someone's coming to me from his organization saying I'm not having success, it's a little bit of a red flag for me.
Right.
Because I know
why.
What's going on? What are you not doing? Ben will set you up. You're going to work. You're going to work a lot, but if you do it, you'll have your success. I don't know. From Medicare Coach to running an insurance agency, everything here at the insurance panel, man, ran by two complete idiots since 2018. But we're figuring it out in real time, man. That's the beauty of the insurance panel. It's two guys coming together who I just like talking about insurance once in a while and seeing if other people like it. It's talking nonsense. And to be honest, we still get subscribers. I had somebody, email, like they subscribed and then they found me and they emailed me and I connected with them and it's just cool. I really like, what I'll say I'm very happy of over the last 6 or 7 years doing this with you, Nick, even though we don't really push it or ever try, or I don't know what we do with this thing.
We don't. This is the most under-supported YouTube channel
of all time. the whole time. But I do know that it's gold. It's
Yeah.
gold content.
No, it's great.
It's gold content, and I do know that it has helped um, me. I know that it has helped you and many other people um, who have listened long enough to know that we're just trying to help you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
We're not trying to take anything from you. We're trying to get something to you, and that's what the insurance panel is about. I want to have a couple guests on because I love you, Nick, but we gotta talk to
We gotta
somebody
get
else.
let's get some guests. Okay, so we've got I don't know what all we have in the hopper anymore, but we have some things that we've recorded with guests that have never seen the light of day. So
This
for you and me, it feels like what guests, but for whenever anybody watches this, they're gonna be like, what? They just uploaded a video with a guest like a week ago. So
yeah, and it's I feel like there's could be guests forever.
so many people to talk to. There's so many people to talk to. There's so many interesting people in this business, is the thing. There are so many interesting people in this business. There's a ton of people that I'd like to talk to. Ben Bowman is one of them. We have a video with him somewhere. I don't think it's ever been uploaded. That is an
The, Medi-
amazing video that we should get
the,
up.
the Medicare Coach.
Man, I want to know what their deal is.
Would you
I
want
don't
to
know.
talk to him?
I'm afraid they're gonna be all watching this video and try and sue us for.
Do you think that this video is going to go up by the time that we can get in touch with them, Nick? Do you have any idea who we are as a YouTube channel?
No, you're right. In 2 years, when this goes up, it's gonna.
We will have long learned about the Medicare Coach.
Oh my god,
that's actually a really funny joke.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested in talking to. I think we should get some more Medicare type people on this, though. I think we should. I would love to. I mean, we've had Christian Brindle on a couple of times in the past, and I love Christian, but maybe not going back to that well. Same thing with Justin Brock. We've had him on a couple of times, but getting some.
I think what we did in the past, and I'm sorry to cut you off, is we took emerging names in the business and we thought that they would be the best people to talk to because they seem like they're the most articulate. But there's actually some really interesting people that will never get the light of day because they don't promote themselves.
Yes.
And I think those people are the ones that we should be looking for and talking to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
I think it absolutely does.
So if you're that person that has a really cool thing going and you comment, or if you're watching this, I don't know, whatever. If you're doing Medicare,
yeah, I'd like to talk to some more Medicare folks. I'd like to talk to, if you're a final expense agent and you sell a lot of cross sell anything that's not final expense with your final expense sales, and you do it well and successfully, I would like to talk to you because I want to hear. We get so tunnel visioned on the way that we do things, and I'd like to hear from people who do things other ways. Like Dusty. I loved talking to Dusty Edwards. Because he has an entirely different approach. Everett, when we talked to, that was a whole different approach.
When's the last time you talked to Dusty?
It's been a while. He's doing a whole different thing now, right?
Exactly. Yeah. His approach is way different now.
Yeah, he's doing a whole. I didn't know. I have talked to him since he.
Okay.
Years.
Yeah.
But it's only been 6-7 months. But he's in a completely different headspace now.
Correct.
But we've had some really good videos, is my point. And you can see us talking to some people in the past. If you go back through our archives, you can see us talking to some very cool people who do things a little bit of a different way. But I agree, we should get some guests on.
Let's do it. I'm late for volleyball.
Well, go play volleyball.
But that's because the conversation was good, and I enjoy talking about nerdy insurance stuff with my friend Nick Frumpkin.
This was fun.
The dumbest episode.
I think this is going to be a terrible episode for other people, but I had a really good time.
Yeah. So. And I told, just so you know, this is for everybody. And if you watch this, hello, Brittany. I told Brittany just intro, outro, squish it, send
Yeah.
it unless there's something very specific that we're like, please find that. Because
Yeah.
she's like, how much editing do you want? And I was like,
Almost none.
almost not at this point. Just hit it up there. I don't care.
I have the little AI software to cut it up into little shorts, so hopefully some shorts are going to go up onto YouTube. But
Yep.
otherwise, because YouTube likes shorts,
I just don't like uploading stuff.
right? Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go play volleyball.
Hey, listen. It did tell Brittany to create upload this file in our Google Drive, and I will upload stuff once it's ready, and maybe
We
we'll make
haven't uploaded this file.
Son of a bitch, do we?
Yeah, we do. All these. Listen, Nick, you have no idea how organized and unorganized I am as a person all at the same time.
My problem is I don't ever think about this show except when we're recording this show.
Exactly. And the moment that I hit stop, I don't think about it. And you go harder in the paint by downloading it and sending it to a drive, and then it's the worst.
Yeah.
All right, bye, Nick.
All right, bye.